as well as my creator. Yeah, so I wanted to share just a paragraph out of the book. Just in case it might help somebody. So so this chapter or this part of the book is basically talking about how somebody might say like, if there's a God, why would he allow evil things to happen? And then receiving an explanation like free will is the only way to truly feel love and joy, and then to think like, is that worth all the evil that's apparent? So it says, of course God knew what would happen if they used their freedom the wrong way. Apparently he thought it worth the risk. Perhaps we feel inclined to disagree with him, but there is a difficulty about disagreeing with God. He is the source from which all your reasoning power comes. You could not be right and he be wrong, any more than a stream can rise higher than its own source. When you are arguing against him, you are arguing against the very power that makes you able to argue at all. It is like cutting off a branch you are sitting on. If God thinks the state of war in our universe a price worth paying for free will, that is for making a life. The dog keeps barking, but it's just a dog, it's not a big deal, right? So I went on a trip last week. So if you saw my last video when I was in the car, yes, I went on a trip. I was visiting some I stayed with my husband's she's not